In this episode, we're going to talk about how to simplify your self-care.
Welcome to the podcast where it's all about living your love story and making your life and world a story where love wins. My name is Sienna.
And my name is Toast. We've been partners in life, love, and music since 2001. Welcome to our podcast.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the podcast.
Bear is here.
Bear is here.
Supervising. He's our producer.
And in case you missed last week's episode, we did talk about how we are changing the format for a bit with our podcasts. We're going to do much shorter episodes in lieu of, taking a complete hiatus for a few months and whatnot. We are just needing a little bit more time to finish some projects that we are currently working on. So we hope you enjoy the next several months of these shorter episodes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We have one coming up that's kind of about Bear.
We do?
Bear is our cat. Bear is our cat, by the way. For those of you who might not know.
But just quickly, we wanted to share with you that, with everything going on with the COVID, as that is still going on, I don't know if you all have done this, but we've noticed that several of our friends were doing the same thing that we were doing, which is to take a reassessment of the stock. Of the stock at hand.
Of emergency supplies and toilet paper.
Paper towel, things like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it dawned on me that, hey, Toast, we're using up our stock.
Which makes
it
not stock anymore.
We haven't bought certain things in a while.
Well,
where are we even at with this stuff?
We decided to call it the reserve.
The reserve, yes. So we have reorganized. We feel safe. We know what we have. We know what we need to maybe buy a few more of. But it feels really good to know where you're at because I don't think anyone wants to feel the rush that many of us felt on March 12th.
Mm-hmm. Or thereabouts, depending where you are, right?
Yeah.
When things went
So we encourage you
normal
to go ahead and take stock of your reserves so you can feel safe no matter what is happening in the world.
Okay.
But that also helps simplify things, when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Yes, that's a foundational thing to establish. Like, okay, what's the inventory?
Yeah.
And what do we consider to be the, time to get more level, right? That's what you mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Organization, I think, helps to simplify everything.
Yes.
Without being a crazy OCD organized person. It's a balance.
Yeah, it's always a balance.
You're so quiet today, Toast.
I have to acknowledge.
You're very inward.
I'm kind of, the energy level is not as red hot as it has been in the past sometimes.
It's okay.
Yeah. In the ebb and flow, I think am I ebbing?
I think you are... I don't know.
Toast. Yeah, doesn't matter.
I don't know.
All right.
It depends
so this
on many
episode,
things.
it's getting long. Okay. So this episode is about simplifying self-care.
Yes.
Because, the issue that we're talking about is that self-care, this whole idea of self-care, it can feel overwhelming because it can feel like, wow, another thing that I should be doing. And how am I doing at it? And am I doing enough? And is it good enough? And all of that. Of course, we know we need TLC, especially during these times because, wow, there's a pandemic. Wow, there are all of these demonstrations and protests and lots of things to be concerned about, and rightfully so. So how do we do self-care without it being just another thing we should do? Mm-hmm. How to simplify it, right? How to experience it so that it genuinely does feel renewing, refreshing, restorative.
I think too, people are feeling the pressure because some people, I think many people, are still quarantined. self-quarantined.
Sure.
And so I think sometimes that adds pressure, like, oh, well, I'm home, so
shouldn't I be doing so great?
Yeah,
like that?
or like I should have time now to do
okay.
self-care, even if you're working from home. But sometimes if you've worked in an office and then you're working at home, you end up working more working from home.
Yeah.
Like it's a crazy thing.
Right.
But yes, okay, so
our answer to this about how to simplify it is using that KISS rule, right? Keep it simple. So we thought, good way to approach it and to think of it is just to think of it in 3 categories. Self-care falls into 3 categories: the yin, the yang, and the interplay. And what we mean by that is the yin is the softer, more passive kind of feeling things.
It's the feminine.
Also known as the feminine. And the yang is more of the active, right? Assertive, kind of aggressive, kind of action-oriented things, also known as the masculine. And then the interplay is the interplay between you and other entities in your world or society. And if you have
that sounded
one
scary
thing, entities.
Yep.
If you have one thing in each category, then I would say
that's enough for that day.
You're covering your bases. You know, that's it. Don't worry about, like doing the yoga and the running and the,
and the meditation and
Right.
Yeah.
So an example of the first category, yin, would be sleep, which is very important.
So you're talking about prioritizing sleep, like getting to bed at a reasonable time, possibly.
Yeah, and taking it seriously, not just like zonking out on the couch, but really having, intention with like, wow, I get to have downtime. I'm going to sleep. I'm feeding my body with sleep here. That's the yin category. Other things in that category would be like meditation or just times of solitude where you just, shut off the screens.
Yeah. I would say that for me personally, mine have been meditation and visioning for my yin. Those 2 have become my mainstays, I would say. What about you?
Mine has been more meditation. Yeah.
Oh, wait, would writing be yin or would that be?
But see, now you're overthinking it.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't know. That's the other interesting thing is like, I think in our technological spreadsheet-oriented Western society, we try to put these, hard categories up and walls, and then we debate about which category it's in. But I guess I'm being kind of loose with these categories.
Okay.
But yin. The kind of like exhale side of things, right? Like just
then the yang.
Sleep, solitude, a nap, meditation. Okay, and then second category, yang. This would be the exercise category, movement. Take a walk. Conscious, even conscious breathing, like
I have calendarizing.
Yeah, scheduling, planning, like that.
And writing, like actually writing it down in a calendar versus like just this long list that makes me feel overwhelmed. It kind of goes against things. But if I've calendarized it and I've put it in the calendar, I feel so much better because I feel like it's not on this giant list. So to me, self-care is put those things in the calendar.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Why'd you say wow?
Mine. Because I think it's worthy of a wow.
Oh,
remarkable. It's notable. I'm going to make a note of that. Yeah. For me, it's exercise. Yeah, for sure.
I knew that answer. That's why I didn't ask you. All right, and the interplay.
So the interplay, to me, I think of this as interaction with other entities.
Interplay with the entities.
So this is like your social life.
I'm having Ouija board flashbacks.
No.
I know. I got scoldings for playing with that thing.
Your social life. Whether that's social life through social media or your correspondence through email with other people, social distancing type of gatherings that you may
Zooming.
be taking part in. Yeah. Watching Netflix or Hulu or TV. I think this also counts. This is your interaction with other content, right? Information. And so for me, I know that, I need to pump the brakes on my Twitter scrolling as of late.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There have been, as you know, there has been a lot of, as you probably know, if you keep up with the news, all of the happenings, demonstrations and protests and invasion from federal entities here in Portland. So I've been kind of stressing about that and keeping tabs on that and just...
But I think sometimes with the social media, it only makes more stress.
Right. There is definitely a point of diminishing returns. Yeah. So I think for myself, it's like it's definitely a good thing to be informed and up to date and aware, right? You have to be aware of what's going on around you and in your world and decide how you're going to engage with that. But yes, absolutely. There comes a point of diminishing returns where it's like more information and more visuals and more, more discussion of the same thing is not
better.
Yeah. So.
But is there a way on Twitter that you can curate the people that you follow and hear from so that it's so beautifully like you only get the people that you really respect
yeah, sure. I mean, you can create lists or
might be
or only follow the people that you really want to see. But it really does come down to just
self-management.
Exactly.
Because I gotta say, I'm gonna tell them what happened.
Okay, I don't know what you gotta tell me what happened.
Let me just share that last night I was so excited to show Toast a new bird. The bird is called the harpy eagle. Feel free to Google harpy eagle, Harpy. And as I was showing her photos of the harpy eagle, I was looking something up because I wanted to see if it was endangered, and so I'm looking up information. So that's time, right? Like I have nothing to show you. So
I'm waiting.
So you're waiting, but Toast couldn't wait. And there comes Twitter. Twitter comes out. And I'm like, oh my God, give me a few minutes without Twitter. So
an example.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, for me, the interplay, I think, for me, it's food.
That's a great example.
Because making sure I get that protein drink in or just certain aspects of nutrition that helps me to show up for the day.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great interaction because it corresponds with like a media diet, right? Versus a food diet. It's like there's healthful food, but there is a point of diminishing returns. All of that.
All right. That's it for this episode.
Yeah. A way to think about and to hopefully simplify your self-care.
Was this really a shorter episode, though? Not that much. We have to get used to a shorter episode, I think.
This absolutely is a shorter episode. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Didn't feel short.
I mean, it's not over yet. So if we keep talking, it might not be. But okay. So far.
My last point, though, I didn't think I had a last point, but I do, is to really know what lights you up. Because knowing what lights you up and making sure you prioritize that is such a deep. It's beyond self-care. I think it's like soul care. So that's what I would say. And in a way, that's why we are doing shorter episodes.
Right.
Because we are prioritizing these projects that really light us up and feed our soul. So that's what I would say. Find
it reminds me of
things that light you up.
Yeah, it reminds me of a quote. I don't know who it's by, but it's the one that goes, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what lights you up," for lack of a better word. Because what the world needs is people who are lit up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's people who are alive. Ask what makes you come alive. Okay.
All right. So until next time, this is Sienna.
And this is Toast, inviting you, as always, and encouraging you to go out there or stay in and live your life story.